across the board. Welcome back to the Sports Shop, CL Brown. Good morning, CL. How you doing, my friend?
CL.
Yo, what's going on? Good morning.
How you doing,
Going
Nuke?
on, good people?
Doing good?
Hey, I'm doing well. I just that Rockwell just took me back for a second.
He was jamming.
But how is he the son of Barry Gordon? Only got one hit.
Oh, that's true.
You just educated me. I had no idea he was son of Barry Gordon.
That? Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. Wow. I'm with you. I mean, he should have had more than one hit because
You would think.
when you watch the
more than one
Temptations,
hit.
how they judge all the songs they could be playing back in the day, the movie Temptations, Barry Gordon, Pam,
And you remember?
I know who that
That was
is.
Michael Jackson singing the hook, though, right?
Sounds like it.
That's Michael Jackson.
No way,
singing
no
the hook.
way.
CL is dropping knowledge.
It is Throwback Thursday.
He dropping some throwback nuggets.
Look, that's why
That
he
sound
only
like
had
my-
one hit because Mike didn't sing the rest of them.
That sounds like I'm in the room with my
Well,
uncle.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you got Barry and Mike behind you, and you just had one hit.
That's a good point.
I mean,
That messes up our theory
Look, they
about
only
your
did one.
network.
Wait a minute. So
They only did one for him.
that's a great trivia question. I maybe it's not trivia. Maybe it's trivia for me because I had no idea that. That's crazy.
That is.
Michael Jackson singing the hook.
Even, my man, Waka Flocka Flame. I mean, his mom set him up, and he had more hits.
I know. That's pretty bad. Anyway, man. Hey, see, thank you for that, man. I really appreciated that. I have no idea.
Nuggets.
I'm being real smart when I get on the plane and sitting there somebody. Did you know Michael Jackson's on the hook?
Don't be using CL stuff.
But anyway, see, let's get busy, man.
You can Google it.
It's a big weekend down in Death Valley. You got the Louisville Cardinals coming in there. I still think Louisville is a very formidable team, man. And Clemson, they've been playing great after they took a hit in the first game against Georgia, but now they're playing like Clemson, if you will. Give us some insight to your perspective on that game this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably Clemson's best test since the Georgia game.
Mm-hmm.
Just in terms of a formidable opponent. Yeah, they've reeled off 6 straight wins, but they hadn't really played anybody.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Right.
Sorry, NC State. And,
You're right. They haven't played nobody.
and they definitely haven't played an offense like Louisville that can put up points, even in losses. So you look at Louisville's 3 losses to Notre Dame, SMU, and Miami. They were all by a touchdown in the game. And in each game, you can kind of look at points where Louisville made mistakes that basically lost the game for them. You could also look at 2 calls that got overturned against them. Against SMU. SMU fumbled on the drive that they scored the game-winning touchdown, and it was ruled on the field a fumble. Review overturned it, and they scored a touchdown. Against Miami, it was a scoop and score fumble that they let play out on the field. They went to the booth, review overturned. So, 2 plays, and this could be a very different season for Louisville. But as it stands, they're going into Clemson. They've never beat Clemson before, overall or in Death Valley. It's going to be a very hard game to pull off. But Clemson has to be on point, or Louisville could sneak up on them.
That's my point. They better be ready.
Absolutely. We're talking to CL Brown. I want to go across the East Coast and go over to the Miami-Duke game. Talk about that coming out of Duke losing, very close game to SMU. Your thoughts on that upcoming game? Can Duke slip up and win?
How much? Sorry, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
Can Duke do it?
I mean, I'm not picking them to do it, but I do wonder how much Manny Diaz is sitting there, like, really wanting to stick it to his former employer.
Yes.
And how much that would actually translate to the kids. Because, these kids nowadays they got a short-term memory. I'm not calling them selfish, but I'm not sure that this even registers with them, that Manny Diaz's history with Miami. And maybe he wants it that way. Maybe he's not telling them, maybe he's not putting anything extra into this game of wanting to beat them. But I think that Duke is certainly capable of going down there and winning, because Miami is capable of making major mistakes, and we've seen them kind of, have to rally and have to, like at Cal, had to rally and
Yes.
have that major comeback in that game. And even against Louisville, I mean, their offense put up 52 points, but their defense gave up 45. Like, it wasn't like they had this strong unit that was just shutting them down. So I know Miami's a 20-point favorite. I'd probably take Duke to cover that. I think it'll be more of a nip-and-tuck game like that. But I think it all comes down ultimately to Cam Ward. If he makes kind of the mistakes that he's been prone to make when he's quote-unquote bad Cam Ward, then Duke has a shot. But if he plays like the Heisman Trophy contender that he is, then I don't think Duke has a chance.
Yeah. Wow. Nah, we talking with CL Brown. CL Brown said, I don't think Duke has a chance. Wow, you had to say it like that. You had to say it like that, CL. Yeah, you had to say it like that, CL. Yeah, that was kind of mean. But hey, you know, yeah, I know, right? So hearing that and all that being said, so we know what Miami is. We know where Louisville is now. We know SMU is trying to make a run. What's your early prediction on who survives these next couple of weeks and makes it to the ACC championship?
I mean, if I'm putting money on it, I'm still going to say Miami and Clemson are in that championship game. But I think as a byproduct of conference expansion, I'm kind of rooting for chaos, because we could have a scenario where SMU, Clemson, and Miami are all undefeated and they don't play each other in the regular season. You can have the same kind of scenario happen in the Big Ten, where Oregon, Indiana, and Penn State don't play each other. They could run the table, all be undefeated, and not play each other. In the SEC, it would be different, because you could have a bunch of one-loss teams, but it's just like, you're limited with a schedule that you have, and it's going to be a lot of scenarios that end up being decided by tiebreakers instead of on the field, because teams didn't play each other head to head. So you got to figure out a way to put teams in a championship game. But when you do that, how's the football playoff committee going to determine who the odd team that's left out of the championship? When it wasn't decided by head to head competition, like, how are they going to decide who's actually fit for the college football playoff? So there's a chaos scenario that could play out in all of this. A lot of times we root for the chaos, but then it actually cleans up and it takes care of itself.
Yeah,
like
true.
SMU will go out and lose to Pitt.
Yeah,
and Pitt plays Clemson later on this season. So Clemson could beat Pitt, and then it just clean up and be Miami and Clemson in the championship game.
That's true.
It is.
I'm rooting for chaos, though. I want to see the chaos.
Again, we talked to CL Brown and Louisville Courier. It is kind of interesting. We don't talk about the undefeated team, Pitt, at all.
Right.
That's interesting. But, hey, real quickly, I know this is something that you always lean into. The season, ACC basketball, the basketball season starts up November 4th. Cooper Flagg, R.J. Davis. What other names you think we can be looking forward to seeing those guys? I mean, hell, Duke got an NBA team. Their shortest start is 6'5". That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy. So what are the names you think we should be looking out for?
They do have an NBA team, and they have a NBA schedule where they're not ducking anybody.
Okay.
Kentucky is next week in the championships, 2 weeks in the Champions Classic. When they got to go to Arizona this year, which will be a tough.
Caleb Love
changed his jersey. He's number 1 now.
Really?
And he cut off his twist. He cut off his locks.
I gotta see that.
Okay. He turned out for whatever that's worth.
Caleb Love said he's free now.
Free.
Oh, don't say it, Pam.
I didn't say that. I just said I gotta check that out.
I thought you said he got the tickets.
Everybody on the West.
So airline tickets up north.
Everybody on the West Coast now. He got the whole family back together.
Anyway,
being messy,
we will apologize for being messy on this show.
Nah. I'm just excited about it. We're gonna find out early on who's who. We don't have to wait too long to figure out, because there are going to be a lot of good matchups early. It's kind of funny. Kansas is playing all the triangle teams. They got Carolina coming to Lawrence. They play Duke on a neutral. And then they play NC State in December.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man.
I don't know who put together that
schedule. Maybe they want to join the ACC. Who knows? Anyway, hey, CL, appreciate you, brother, man.
You.
We've been thinking a lot about you and your family, man. Have a good weekend, though.
Prayers up.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
All right, yeah. Man, it's Halloween. It's Throwback Thursday. We got a lot going on. You better keep it locked.